When 9 Masked Men from Iowa appeared in 1999, many listeners thought rock had discovered something terrifyingly new. It hadn't. Before Slipknot conquered metal, bands were already hiding behind monster costumes, superheroes, surgical masks, balaclavas, and Mexican wrestling masks. But they weren't all concealing their faces for the same reason. Some wanted anonymity. Others became fictional characters. One group claimed to be running from the FBI. And the final band went so far that it eliminated the musicians' faces completely. Here are 10 bands that made hiding behind a mask part of the music. Number 10, Clinic. Imagine entering a Liverpool club and finding 4 musicians dressed like a medical team from a particularly unsettling hospital. Formed in 1997, Clinic became known for performing in surgical scrubs and medical masks. The look perfectly complemented their nervous post-punk, distorted keyboards, droning melodica, and strangely clinical atmosphere. The presentation also de-emphasized the individual musicians. Rather than placing a charismatic frontman at the center, Clinic appeared as a mysterious collective. They proved that a simple surgical mask could be as visually effective as an elaborate horror costume. Number 9, the Aquabats.
Oh, when I was a boy, I used to live in corduroy. Hope he shoots a slip-on fan.
Not every masked band wanted to give you nightmares. The Aquabats formed in Southern California in 1994 and developed fictional identities as crime-fighting superheroes. They performed in coordinated rash guards, helmets, and black eye masks. Their concerts combined ska punk, comedy, theatrical fights, and appearances by fictional villains. The costumes were deliberately ridiculous, but the commitment was genuine. They didn't merely dress as superheroes. They built an entire fictional universe around the band. Number 8, the Mummies. The Mummies didn't need expensive masks or professional special effects. They simply wrapped themselves in filthy-looking bandages and became undead garage rock maniacs. Formed near San Francisco in 1988, the group emerged from the underground garage punk scene and performed dressed as decaying Egyptian mummies.
We're not the first to be here. Nothing new underneath the sun.
Their deliberately primitive costumes perfectly matched their music, loud, distorted, chaotic, and proudly unpolished. With their deliberately raw recordings and do-it-yourself attitude, the Mummies became pioneers of the stripped-down garage punk movement known as budget rock. The masks weren't designed to protect their identities or create terrifying mythology. They completed the joke, a band that sounded as though it had been buried for decades, and dragged back onto the stage. Number 7, Brujeria. Brujeria's disguises supported a much darker fictional mythology. Formed in 1989, the death metal and grindcore group appeared in bandanas, ski masks, and balaclavas, while performing under aliases. Its members portrayed themselves as violent drug traffickers, supposedly hiding from American authorities. That was a carefully constructed band narrative, not a verified account of their real lives. It also helped conceal an evolving cast of musicians with connections to groups including Fear Factory, Napalm Death, and Faith No More. Before the internet made musicians' identities easy to investigate, Brujeria's concealed faces added an unusually dangerous atmosphere. The band wasn't simply asking, "Who are these people?" It was suggesting that you might be safer not knowing. Number 6, Lost Straitjackets. While other groups used masks to appear frightening, Lost Straitjackets wore theirs to become instrumental rock and roll heroes. The Nashville band originally formed in 1988 before returning with a new lineup in 1994. Its members performed surf-inspired instrumental rock while wearing coordinated suits and colorful Mexican Lucha Libre masks. Lead guitarist Danny Amos, known on stage as Daddy-O Grande, typically introduced the songs in Spanish, adding another theatrical element to the presentation. The Masks gave a largely instrumental band, with no conventional lead singer, an immediate and unforgettable visual identity. Number 5. TISM.
Hillary had, and in his veins, Hillary had.
Australia's TISM maintained one of the decade's most effective experiments in musical anonymity. The name stood for This Is Serious Mum, although very little about the group's performances appeared serious.
Meters in the overload. Well, I think my 8 or 2.
Members used absurd aliases and concealed themselves behind balaclavas, fabric masks, and increasingly elaborate costumes. The secrecy generated countless rumors about their identities and ordinary professions. Fans speculated that they might be teachers, members of other bands, or entirely different people from one performance to the next. A member later acknowledged that masked performers existed long before TISM. Nevertheless, the anonymity became so successful that, for many listeners, it threatened to overshadow the songs themselves. Number 4. GWAR.
Welcome to the slaughter! What are you going to do?
GWAR created the illusion that there were no human beings on stage at all. The band portrayed a collection of barbaric extraterrestrial creatures, performing in enormous foam latex costumes, prosthetics, and body armor. Their stage productions became infamous for spraying audiences with generous quantities of theatrical blood and other fake bodily fluids. During the early 90s, GWAR gained broader attention through television appearances and increasingly ambitious shows. Its 1992 long-form video, Phallus in Wonderland, received a Grammy nomination. A GWAR concert wasn't simply a musical performance, it was part metal show, part monster movie, and part grotesque satire. The costumes didn't merely hide the musicians, they replaced them with entirely new characters. Number 3. Mushroomhead. Mushroomhead formed in Cleveland in 1993, 2 years before Slipknot formed in Iowa. From its early years, the collective incorporated theatrical outfits, face paint, and concealed identities, with increasingly elaborate masks becoming central to its appearance. When Slipknot later achieved international fame, comparisons between the two groups became unavoidable. Fans have argued for years over whether one influenced or copied the other. There is no solid basis for declaring that Slipknot simply stole Mushroomhead's idea. Masked performers existed long before either band, and the groups developed separately in different Midwestern music scenes. But the timeline still matters. Slipknot did not invent masked metal. Cleveland had already produced its own theatrical masked metal collective. Number 2. Slipknot.
Come on! Back to the project now! Thank you, Sadie. Thank you.
Slipknot may not have invented the concept, but it changed the scale of masked metal forever. By the release of the band's self-titled album in 1999, each of the 9 members had a number, a distinctive mask, and a recognizable place inside the group's chaotic visual machinery. Their matching jumpsuits made them resemble one hostile unit, while their individual masks allowed 9 separate personalities to emerge. The music justified the image. Songs including Wait and Bleed, Spit It Out, and Surfacing ensured that Slipknot was far more than a visual gimmick. The band turned its masks into symbols and made every future change in appearance feel like a major event. Number 1. Gorillaz.
Ain't happy. I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag.
Gorillaz are the rule-breaking final entry because they didn't actually wear physical masks. They developed the idea in a completely different direction. Damon Albarn and artist Jamie Hewlett created Gorillaz in 1998 as a virtual band represented by 4 animated characters: 2D, Murdoch, Noodle, and Russell. The project's first release appeared in late 2000, followed by its hugely successful debut album in 2001. During early live performances, the human musicians played obscured behind a screen, while the animated world occupied the audience's attention. Traditional masked bands encouraged fans to wonder who was underneath. Gorillaz asked whether the people underneath needed to be seen at all. Instead of merely disguising the musicians, Albarn and Hewlett created fictional personalities capable of appearing in music videos, interviews, stories, and animated performances. So, which of these bands created the greatest visual identity? And which one would have been just as successful without hiding its faces?